What is good, everyone? I'm hoping that everything's working. It's not scuffed. This is my first stream of the semester, and it is Penn's first stream ever on the casting booth. Welcome, Penn, to Dcrl casting.
Yeah, I said I wanted C, D, and E streams, but I was like, I saw my boy Weevil playing today, and I was like, I have to go for A. And it's my first time casting ever, so...
Yes, sir. So on the prediction, it says Tree Amigos, and briefly for the title, it said Tree... it says Tree Huggers, and briefly for the title, it also said Tree Huggers, but it is Tree Amigos. That's a fumble on my end. It's fine. It's scuffed. Whatever. Welcome to the casting desk, Mr. Penn. And today we have Tree Amigos versus Super Soakers. And then after that, we've got some Div D action to stick around for. But for now, we've got Tree Amigos and Super Soakers. Let's take a look at the Division standings. Hopefully it works. Sweet. Let's go. Here's the Division A standings. Not all the games have been played, but they're just about there. At the top, there's Like That and Acrobatic Aura, who have their games already done, and they took the dub there. And we have 2 L's from Gold Diggers and Netflix and Dcrl, but I'm sure they'll bounce back next week. What are you seeing from these stats?
I'm seeing that 100% wins percentage from Like That. Like, sweeping in the first week alone, I mean, that must add a decent level of confidence going into the next few weeks. And then Acrobatic Aura's goal and shot leading, that's crazy. So you can see Renzig doing his magic just at the top there today.
Yes, sir. A great showing thus far from Division A. Let's take a look at some of these teams. Let's not delay this any longer than it needs to be. Let's send it over to the orange set. This is the Tree Amigos. Again, not the Tree Huggers. Leading this squad is the legendary Pre-Meat House, or Prometheus. Leading the charge with Trees and Weevil. Prometheus plays on DSU's varsity, and he is a goat. He makes everyone around him play faster. And not only that, but he has Trees as his number 2, which I know those guys, he specifically wanted Trees because they played together before Dcrl. They know each other. They have some Kim built on. He reached a little bit for Trees, but I think it's going to be worth the reach. And then Weevil, of course. We all know Weevil. He is a Dcrl champion, I think, of Division B, if I'm not mistaken. This entire squad is goated.
100%. And as a true Weevil fanatic over here, went to high school with him, known him my entire life, and at this point it feels like, and the fact that he was the one who got me to DCRL, I just love to see him make his way up in Div A and make his Div A debut here today.
Yep, and let's just take a look at the blue stats real quick. The Super Soakers. You want to talk about them real quick?
I'd love to. So looking over at the Super Soaker, you see Ren, Brickwall, and Swamp. Ren, if I'm not mistaken, not a true seasoned vet of DCRL by any means. Coming in here on his good old first season as a rookie, but he's making his debut tonight alongside his second man. Good old, I'm losing tabs here. Good old Brick Wall. Brick Wall is also making his debut. Brick Wall was the first pick coming out. Ren actually ended up in the 8th seed, so he had the first pick going in the draft and picked up Brick Wall. I was looking at stats, looking at past seasons, and it looks like these two, they're just monsters up there in GC. And then at the finishing off your little roster there, sorry, just to cut you off there, is Swamp. Swamp making his Div A debut for this season after completely and utterly dominating Div B last season and making his way all the way to the finals and winning. I was talking to Swamp just last night, and he said that he absolutely is looking forward to this matchup, and that these two players are probably some of the more favorable teammates for him going into the season.
Yeah, what I was about to say was the insane thing about these two teams is you have one of the highest captains. I think Prometheus is the number 3 captain, so he has got some of the highest potential as an individual player. But also on the other end of things, Ren had the first draft pick, so the overall first pick was Brick Wall, and the overall second round pick was Swamp Donkey. So you're kind of playing almost the opposite battles out here. So I'm hoping for a really close one, assuming the draft works as it should. This one should be a really, really close matchup, and I'm looking forward to it. What do you got for a prediction for this matchup?
as much as I love the look of this Super Soakers team, I gotta fall back on my homie Weevil, and I'm gonna take Tree Amigos in 5. I think it goes all the way. I think this is too close of a matchup to draw up in 3 or 4.
Man, I was hoping you'd go a different way because I also have to go Tree Huggers. I gotta back my boy Prometheus. Like, I think he's gonna pop off. I'm looking forward to see him playing well, and I'm looking forward to honestly seeing hopefully a tight match. Just to keep a little bit of spice on it, I'll go 3-1 for this one. I'm hoping for a 3-2, but I'm just gonna lean towards that. I'm just gonna make sure our predictions aren't the exact same. Don't worry, I got you.
I am gonna call you out there. Actually, you called them Tree Huggers again.
I called them Tree Huggers again? You're kidding.
You, you did indeed.
This is just, you know what? It's fine. Whatever. Like, at this point, they're just the Tree Huggers to me. We're gonna recanon their name to that. It seems like
you put it into the.
I did. No. No, we're remaking. No, we're not playing an entire series. We're remaking this remake. Not Tree Huggers. Oh,
so we wait for
Lord.
that to go. We're gonna go into a fun little set here in that Ren. I don't have true validity of this background. I'm gonna steal this little topic from you, V-Storm, but it looks like he may be part of Pulse. So a little bit of flashy technique might be coming out of Ren going into the season.
Yeah, yeah, I remember we mentioned that before, but I completely almost spaced on that. So I appreciate you bringing that up. I'm hoping to see some mechanic. I'm hoping to see something flashy coming out of him because that's got to mean that he can pull some things out. But I think we fixed the technical difficulties, and I think we are good to go. Get these guys in the matchup and end hopefully all of the chaos, and hopefully it works out just fine.
Love to see as we get into the start here. We're gonna see a lot
No,
of big
the
news.
scuff isn't done. Oh Lord. Oh, I knew there'd be some kinks to work out. Just the way it works.
Nothing's starting off too quickly, just a simple one kickoff, and they're making their way into the first half. Almost a shot on net there. The Tree Amigos are able to get it away.
Sure, I'm just making sure everyone's names pop just fine, because everyone loves to change their names. So, I guess that fixed it. Sweet, we got it in. We got all the boys in. Let's go. And we're getting into this one.
Tree Amigos, we're looking at a lot of pressure. Quick miss by Prometheus there, and they're able to send it off to the side by Weevil. But it's been a little bit of a mixed battle. A couple missed touches, and then Tree Amigos look like they have the upper edge going into the start of this match.
Yep, Weevil trying to get a shot on there. Can't quite find it. Tree's going to try to make its way towards the center. But it's going to be taken out by Pulse Ren, the one and only. He's going to try to work his way up the field. Gets a little bit of a touch outwards. Swamp goes for the 50, but there's the brick wall to shut down the save. Tree's back at it again, trying to push it up the field. He can't quite get it. A lot of back and forth going on. No real possession being claimed from either side. It's not really boomer ball, but it's definitely like a lot of 50-50s coming out here. Neither team wanting to let the other team have any space or time with the ball.
Yeah, I talked a little bit about the amount of debuts. We're seeing a little bit of what I think might be attributed to nerves. A lot of small missed touches, especially for a Div A matchup. I'm gonna guess that that'll fix itself by the end, but a lot of pressure and a lot of booming. So I agree with you there. Oh, we see a good look here, but Tree is able to knock it away, and looks like Tree Amigos might be trying to push it in the half.
Yep, Breamy with a great clear to the side. He's going to try to work his way up, but it's shut down by Swamp Donkey. If the ball is low to the ground, Swamp Donkey is going to be there to absolutely dominate any 50s. That man's ground play is insane. His error has gotten a lot better too. I know he gets a lot of hate in past years for any time that man leaves the ground, but he's been getting a lot better recently. But definitely he still dominates the ground of the pitch. Now Tree's going to try to take it to the air here. He can't quite get it around Brick. The brick wall there to shut him down. Dreamy there to try to keep it going, but he can't quite find it just yet.
Yeah, obviously we will go up, but it's just not enough boost. And Trees and Prometheus is just trying to get something to break through, but it's just not going to go through the wall right in front of them. I do think that as this game will move on, it'll just become a matter of who starts disrupting the other team more, who gets more flicks over the opponents, who gets more boosts. It's just right now it seems a stalemate as we see the brick wall get into the half, and there's a shot a little wide by Pulse Ren, and he's back into the blue half.
Now it's going to get launched back right into the orange half as soon as you get done saying that. Now Premeat going to try to change the script there. A great carryover to the players. Gets it around the third and gets the goal. What a 1v3 coming out from Premeat. He is the captain of the team. Just send it to the sidewall. Get a nice little flick around the second man and then just absolutely catch it and launch it at a high speed so Ren cannot recover.
And that play on the 50, when approaching a Ren, he just could not make contact, and it was just forced him to back off when he probably was the only chance of him stopping the ball there. Quick 50 by Swamp, goes up high. Prometheus is going to take out. He gets over Ren, but it's stopped at brick wall.
Now Trees here to try his own solo play against the team. Brick Wall finally able to absolutely slam that one away. We'll see if his name lives up to his title. The Brick Wall, maybe he'll pick up Heat Assassin's title as the savior of Dcrl. But for now, he's looking to slam one in the back of the net. Actually, that was Ren trying to slam one in the back of the net. Premeat's trying to keep this one out. Did a great job of doing so. Goes for the must. He can't quite find the double. And now Brick Wall able to clear it out. Trees trying to maintain midfield presence, but there's Ren to push up the field. Maybe a double tap, can't quite find it. Uh-oh.
And we're seeing I was actually talking and playing with Swamp the other night. Yeah, these DCs, I'm not entirely aware. He's back in, but I'm wondering if the internet's going to continue to be an issue. Or if they're going to want to take anything back here.
I don't know what I guess they're not saying anything. We can just
I think they're gonna play through it. If you're Super Soakers right now, you're playing for the end here. You only have 15 seconds left, and you need a goal. But Weevil slots one high, and that I think will just about shut out this game one.
Yep, one more goal probably will do the job. A great shot coming out from Weevil.
Trees with a little chat in here, asking for the ball.
Yep, with about 10 seconds left on the clock, that'll probably be about it for game number one. Going to the Tree Amigos, not the Tree Huggers, like I have said 100 times on accident. But game one, great start for them in a best of 5, getting the first game soon.
100%. And outside of the one little DC moment, it just seemed like they had a little bit more control in the 50s and getting that control and that ball moving out of their side. There was a lot of boomer ball at the start, and it lasted so long that they had to just push at the end, Super Soakers, just to get a little bit of pressure, but it just wasn't, there was no holes in the defense, and we see the good old Tree Amigos take game one.
I'll be honest, one thing I need a little bit more to come out is Swamp Donkey. I'm wondering, is his stats skewed? Actually, I was about to say we need to see more of Swamp Donkey, but there's no way he only has 3 touches. That must have been like a glitch from him leaving and rejoining. But I'm assuming that's what that is. I would like to see a little bit more out of Swamp, and then honestly a little more out of Trees too. I'm wanting to see that Premeat Trees chem popping off, because that's kind of what they were going for in this matchup.
And if you look at the Tree Amigos, you're gonna see Weevil at the bottom with the most score. I mean, he did have the goal, and is that 6? I'm reading that correctly. That's 6 saves.
I don't think Weevil's
I mean, we were talking.
It's weird. It's not ordered properly, but yeah.
But 6 saves, and we were talking about Brick Wall being a savior, but Weevil's looking like that right now.
Most definitely. As we get into match number 2, maybe these guys can find their groove, get into it. Hopefully, no weird DCs this game for Mr. Swamp Donkey, but I know he has some weird internet issues. I've talked to him before about it. We have no idea what's up with his internet. It just likes to randomly cut out. He just decided to go with it, so respect to him. Now, he's got a little play going. Premeat gonna shut him down. Weevil tries to push on it, but he has to back off and let Trees go. Trees to Premeat. There's that connection. They almost had a goal there, but it was luckily saved away by Super Soakers.
Yeah, as we move forward in this match, you're going to notice Weevil very rarely ends up going into that blue ball method. It was one of the things he was applauded for the most back when he was a decently high seed in Div B, was his ability to control the ball and make precise touches out of his hat. We see this just congestion on the blue side. Three Amigos are just trying to get something to go, but it's just getting stopped right at the half.
Weevil now able to get that out of harm's way. Brick wall on the ball. Can he get it past? No, Premeat's there to shut it down. Launch up the field. Swamp Donkey trying to control the midfield. He can't quite keep it there. This is dangerous, but it's saved away. What a save coming out from the Super Soakers. A great shot coming out from Premeat, but another gorgeous save coming out. This defense of the Super Soakers is super underrated for how well they're withstanding the pressure of the Tree Amigos.
As much as that looks like a good thing, if Tree Amigos gets another shot like they did last time, without any offense, it's just going to look really poor for the Super Soakers, because then they're fighting a low-time battle to get one goal, as a beautiful pass goes in by Trees, but no one to follow up.
Yeah, the nice thing about the defense, like you mentioned, is that they're not getting scored on, but the downside is they're always on defense. They need to get out of their half, and as I say that, Premeat just going to absolutely body this ball into the net. Just first Trees trying to set him up, gets a pass out mid, gets it into Brick, and then I think that was a little bit of a weird save against Brick. I can't quite tell what happened there, but Tree Amigos goes up 1-0 in the series, and for a defensive side of Super Soakers, you need to get more aggressive because now you're at a deficit. You can't just play cautiously.
It's what I feel like my first example of Castrus Trace, I called that almost. There was just too much pressure on the opponent's side, and Tree Amigos were able to finally push something through.
Now, don't worry. Castle Curse is the inverse. Castle Curse would be as if you said, oh, this game's about over, like K-Tool with a 1-goal lead at 3 seconds, and then there's a 0-second goal. That would be a Castle Curse. That's
enough.
a Castle Curse. You're chilling. Brick wall.
Beautiful touch of the back wall by Swamp Donkey, and Brick Wall follows up.
What a shot coming from Brick Wall. Swamp Donkey getting that over the one. He saw there was a defender in net and said, I'm just going to bring this high. I've got my teammates. I know they're in there for support. And Brickwall was there for it and gets the shot off and scores. Tied series, and I think that's the first goal for Super Soakers too. And maybe a second one here too. Ren with a beautiful shot.
And this game just flipped on its head. A beautiful win by Swamp, a miss by Weevil, and now we're looking with the blue side up. I mean, Super Soakers go from being 1 down with half the game left to 2 up with half the game left. That was all of a sudden.
Yep. And ooh.
Oh.
Okay, I think they must have just like flipped a switch and said, you know what? Enough defense. We're just gonna play nothing but hard offense and just absolutely keep outplaying them. Unfortunately, Trees couldn't get that save away. It looks like he got it to save at first, but accidentally doubled it into his own net.
It looked a little bit too much like an unlucky touch for Trees there. Swamp's internet must be loving him right now, but a nice assist and a goal in quick succession and a win of a kickoff to get their second goal. Swamp's looking really good this game. Following that 150-point game.
Yeah, I think Swamp heard us. I'm pretty sure he's got the scream up because he heard us saying we want to see him come more alive, and he just like flipped the switch. Is that, how many goals is that for him? Is that an ace? Are we, I don't even know. I'm gonna be honest. I lost count.
No, he had 2 passes for goals and then 2 scores himself, so it's looking pretty for him this game.
This is a beautiful amount of aggression. And we were talking about how we needed Super Soakers to come alive. Yeah, they definitely came alive here. A 4-1 lead is an insane lead. It's definitely, you can bring it back. There's still 2 minutes left. There's plenty of time to bring this back. But, like, it's pretty hard. In threes, like a 2-goal lead is a pretty decent lead. A 3-goal lead is just that extra nail in the coffin. You can still lift up the lid, but you're not quite out of it yet.
And I think it's just an overall momentum shift that we see on the Super Soakers side. Trees just struggling to get anything out of their half at this point without a consistent pressure by Ren or even a Brick Wall. Swamp just getting these long touches just out of reach. We see Swamp goes for a touch but nothing there. And Prometheus is just trying to get this out of his half.
Weevil now sending it mid. It tries to reach over to their Trees. Trees can't find Trees, gets an awkward touch, and unfortunately, that leaves an open net for Swamp, and that is 100% now. 100% a hat trick. I lost my words for a second. Beautiful game coming up from Swamp Donkey, leading up 5-1. Possible Brazil if they can score 2 more.
And we were bullying that boomer ball style, but in that essence, just a misplay by Trees and a free goal for Swamp.
Beautiful double attempt coming up from Swamp, but can't quite connect. Freemeat on low on boost. Rick Wall sees that, but Trees in support. Now Freemeat trying to push his way up the field. He can't quite get the touch he wants. Ren gonna send this up the field. Trees banging it off the back wall, trying to get it out center. Someone, they're there for the touch. Trees now with a little bit of possession here. Can he do anything with it? Not quite. Weevil gonna pass back to Freemeat. Freemeat with the shot. Can he find it? No, he can't. Down to whoa. I had to stop for a second. That was almost a goated passing play.
Beautiful pass attempt, and while it looks amazing, they're just not getting any offense outside of that. But even with the offense they do get, it just doesn't go in. But for the other side, Super Soakers are just consistent pressure, and when they get the offense going, it's going in. It's really all it is.
We need a goal here from Three Amigos. They can't go into the next game off of a 6-goal straight, no response. They need to do something right now. Otherwise, this is going to carry over into the next game. That's not looking too good for either of these teams.
I don't think one for the road has ever sounded more nice than it does right now. I think it was last night on a Div A game, a caster brought something up that was really important. You really want to keep your games at a 1-1. It's like a reset, and then it starts falling out of a best of 3. If they'd gone 2-0 down, it would have put Super Soakers in a lot worse position going into like the 3rd match. What a game for Super Soakers to clean up and take game 2 to make it 1-1.
Yep, what a game indeed. Now it's basically, like you mentioned, just the best of 3. Oh my god, look at those stats. Swamp Donkey putting up 880 points on the scoreboard. Absolutely abusing the defense of the Tree Amigos.
100%. You could see that absolute shift. If you look from the 150 from last game, and you look at Swamp Donkey's score from this game, 885. One of the highest scores I've seen from a single player this season. With that hat trick and 3 saves on top of the 2 assists, that's just looking beautiful for him.
Yep, and honestly, there's nothing stat-wise that's standing out in what Tree Amigos didn't do right in that game. There just wasn't stuff. Went wrong, I guess that is. There just wasn't stuff going right. I feel like there wasn't a lack of anything that like they need, but they need to have a little bit more going right for them. I don't know how that explanation works, but hopefully you tracked Zach's train of thought there. I just want to see a little more out of Tree Amigos. They need to do more than just like do well. They need to excel in this matchup because they are now firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, and if there's any stat you got to look at, that's 11 shots for Super Soakers on 6 goals and only 1 for 6. On 1 for 7, I mean. Oh no, it is 6. I'm right.
But you're
for
right.
6
I was wondering why you're in correcting yourself.
I may have read demos in accident, but you also see Tree Amigos getting all the demos, but nothing to follow it up.
Yep, a great 50 coming out from Wheel for the kickoff. Although Ren's there to intercept, Weevil now able to keep pushing up the field. Tree's gonna intercept because Weevil is a little awkward. Goes centers. Anyone there? Not quite. Brick wall. Now gonna push this one up the field. Gets denied by Prometheus. Swamp Donkey gonna lob it up the field. Is someone there? Not someone of his team. Ren, a little bit of possession here. Can Ren do something? Not quite. Brick wall out to nobody, unfortunately. Trees is there to collect. Free Meat now with the ball. He can't quite find anything, and Swamp's going to deny.
Yeah, and we're looking at what would be the X factor and star power in this game. I want to see more from Prometheus. I mean, peaking at a high level GC3 to be exact. I mean, I want to see a little more from him, but oh my god, Trees dimes up Weevil from deep.
What
that
a
almost
shot.
Came out of nowhere.
Finds the perfect touch. Lord.
Oh, sorry.
What a goal coming in. No, that was an insane goal. You're good. 1-0 lead, finally responding to that 6 goals straight of just nothing but dominance coming out from Super Soakers. And now another one, possibility, not quite. Can he find the pass out? He can't quite get it. Weevil tries to commit, but he can't quite find it. Now Trees with a shot, and Trees is gonna find it. They answer with 2 goals back.
And the origin of all of that attack was purely Prometheus just controlling the ball like it was attached to him all the way across the back of their backboard. And it's just followed up nicely by Trees and Weevil, and we're looking at a 2-0 game fresh off a minute.
Yeah, one thing that Prometheus does really well is that man can bend the ball. Like, I swear, it's just like he just feels what he wants to do with it. Oh, I can't even talk. These guys aren't going to let me finish my sentence. What a goal coming out from Weevil. Great play.
19 Tay from last game.
Yo, Premeat was hunting for the demo. It didn't even matter if there's a defender there. He was going to delete them if there was.
And Super Soakers just need to find a response. It's 3-0. Almost a 4-0 right there. And Prometheus and Weevil are just controlling this game.
A great play out of their backboard. It gets denied by Prometheus himself. He's going to try to work his way out back upfield, but there's Ren to deny. Weevil going to keep it on offense. He goes for a dive. He can't quite find it. There's Trees working his way back center, but Ren is going to send it all the way down the field. Now we get a little bit of offense coming from Super Soakers, unless Premeat's going to deny them. Super Soakers now finally getting a little bit of an offensive pressure. It's saved, but not for long. Brick wall tries for a shot, but Trees there yet again for the save, and we go back to midfield.
Swamp symbolizing that ground pressure with almost a shot and a bump on the net, ensuring the goal sadly didn't come to fruition, but you're seeing that prowess right there. And a lovely little attempt by Brick Wall at a redirect, but they just continue this pressure. They need to see a goal here, or this is going to look more and more bleak as the minutes pass by.
We're about halfway through this game, so there's still plenty of time to bring it back, especially if it goes mid and no one there to punish it, though. Ren now trying to punish a little bit of a double commit. Swamp Donkey in a 1v1. Can he do something to Weevil? He's looking for it. He can't quite find it. That was a golden opportunity for Swamp, and there's Brick Wall to bring them into this game.
Swamp pushed that with just not enough boost, but on the top wall, Ren just beats him out and feeds it to Brick Wall, who's just faster.
Yep,
and a 3-1 game.
And what we've seen a lot from both of these teams is we don't really see like responding goals here. Usually it's been I think it went 3 goals straight for Tree Amigos, then 6 goals straight for Super Soakers, then 3 goals straight for Tree Amigos. So now we got 1 goal back for Super Soakers. Does that mean we have another run for Super Soakers, or are we going to get a response finally? We're going to get some back and forth, a little bit of game of tennis here. Not quite. They're looking for it. Preeme's there for the shot. He can't go.
Yeah, in momentum, I'm not fully sure if it shifted. It was one nice little play, but this looks almost equal going into these final 2 minutes.
Oh.
But as I say that, Weevil with a dookie over him.
No, I feel like Weevil just wasn't even looking at the players there, because you see Brick Wall carrying this, and he just says, no, we're going to just dive at this ball. And it goes straight into their net. He just says, I'm challenging you. It's in your net. I'm sorry. Get dookie.
Yeah, and Brick Wall, not enough boost to put any actual oomph on the ball, pushing it out. A good kickoff win by Super Soakers, but no one to follow it up. Swamp gets dookie to straight down center. A shot on by Prometheus, and we're going 5-1. This almost feels like a mirror match from score-wise from the last game.
Yep, I think you were right when you said you weren't sure about the momentum shift yet. I think that 1 goal wasn't really a momentum shift. I think that was just a little bit of an outlier towards it, but definitely still huge for them to get a goal in this series and not just be down 5-0. But now you got to avoid the Brazil here.
Yeah, Weevil's a nice beat. Prometheus put center, but there's just no one there. The Tree Amigos, and Ren follows it out. Ren tosses it mid. Swamp Donkey's just sitting there cherry picking in their box.
Well,
and
we can confirm
Ren is able to finish off his pass.
We can confirm it. There is no Brazil here. They're safe from that. But now the real question is, can they get back from this? 3 goals. It's not impossible, but this is where Paytool would now scold me for saying they're still in the fight here, because he's a huge advocate of this kind of deficit being a pretty much game for this match.
Yeah. Speaking from my own experience playing with some of these players, they tend to be a little streaky. So getting another goal here, brick wall with the absolute battering ram of Swamp Donkey in front of them. We're looking at a 2-goal deficit, and they got 30 seconds of goal here.
Yep, now 2 goals on the other side. 2 goals is much more doable in just under 60 seconds. Now, True Amigos, they need to lock in and hold off for these next 60 seconds because you can't be letting this go to OT. That would be devastating for this team.
If you're Tree Amigos, are you looking to lock in, or are you looking to put a little more pressure on? Because we're about to go into what would be a match point game, and I think you want the momentum, especially going into that.
Yep, I definitely think they want to be trying for another goal here, but first they got to hold off the offense of Super Soakers because now it's a 1-goal game. Will we see a 4-goal comeback in under 2 minutes? Because that's what this is about to turn into. We're about to see a hopeful maybe OT out of this match if they can tie up 1 more goal in 37 seconds.
And within 22 seconds, they get another goal. It was just an awkward touch by Trees and unable to follow it up by Prometheus for a true clear. And this pressure just looks unending. Ren sends it down the middle. Prometheus follows it out. He just sends a boomer to the ceiling. And Brick Wall's able to recover. Tries to pop it down, but Weevil's able to cut. It's absolutely denied by Ren. It swamps on the back leg here. This looks awkward, but anything can happen in the last 10 seconds, especially if you get the ball up.
Oh, one last opportunity made for Tree Amigos. One more last opportunity for Super Soakers. If this one touches the ground, this will go to match point for Tree Amigos. All they need to do is keep it up and score, and all Tree Amigos need to do is drop this one. But it doesn't seem like they're putting a ton of effort into dropping this one. It looks like they're almost trying to keep it up. And I respect them for the boldness, but there it goes. Now it drops. Touches the ground. We have match point for Tree Amigos.
Yeah, Weevil with a hat trick on the match and able to secure it right there. We're moving into this last game, this match point, and you just wonder where does this momentum lie? It was such a back and forth end. You couldn't really tell. Super Soakers looked like they were pulling back, but it just did losing that match really hurt their morale, or are they going to come to this match putting up another 6-1 appearance or something like it?
Yep, this is definitely the battle of the third man, because we saw Swamp Donkey have a hat trick of his own a couple of games ago, like this, not this last game, but the game before, and now Weevil has a hat trick of his own to go into this match. Which, I don't know if you remember this, but these guys were the grand finalist captains for Division B. And if it stands to what it was, that we're going to Game 5 for this because Swamp Donkey was the one who took that in the grand finals.
And if you want a fun little stat here, both shooting 10 shots, and the Tree Amigos just able to commit to 50% of those in comparison to 40%, and that's all it took.
Yep, they definitely do a great job of making their chances count.
One more little stat I'd like to point out, those demos, nothing coming through this game. We saw 6 to like 10 in these past 2 rounds, and in this one, we only see 4.
Yep, and now Super Soakers, as we go into game number 4, have to hold off, try to force a game number 5, try to force a last chance for them. If Tree Amigos gets one of these next 2 matches, it's over for Super Soakers in week 1, and they're looking to get that going right now. Can't quite find it. Trees dropping this down. Nobody's there for follow, but it's going to be boom straight to Prometheus, who's going to try to work his way up the field. And now we have a little bit of a midfield battle going out for possession. Who's going to break free? It's going to be Brick Wall with this push. Yes, it looks like that. We got a 2v1. Weevil coming in to save them with a demo, like you mentioned.
Maybe they heard me, because the demo is just completely denying the attacking opportunity. The Swamp Donkey pushing to the center, and nothing going through. And we're seeing a very neutral pressure here. Each side getting its own turn on each other's side. And we're going to see who breaks through. I don't know. Maybe 1 goal would be enough to just turn the momentum in their favor and just finish off this last match, if Trees are able to do it.
No, I definitely think I want to see a little bit more of a lower score. Props to them for trying to stat that, as I mentioned. But, like, I think what we need to see here is just a little bit more defense play out here. They're kind of just throwing everything they got at each other. And then what I want to see is they can throw at each other whatever they want while they're down or equal in score. But once they get the lead, they need to just hold the lead. What they need to do is play more defense, maybe get a few more goals or whatever, try to get a little more cushion. But realistically, all you need to do is get a 1-goal lead to lock them out.
I love the little touch by Brick Wall, and it just seems to be going back and forth. As much as I agree with you, I think that coming from two guys in Div B, we're not realizing how much like star power and factor that these players have. They can put a shot on pretty much anywhere, and the majority of these players just effective shooters and effective attackers.
Yep, 100%. I think all of these guys' shot percentage are going to be decently high after this matchup. They're all getting shots on target, and they're all being threatening shots too. Freemy trying to clear this one out because we've been in the orange half for a decent amount of time, and now all the orange players are starting to get low on boost. Maybe this will create some space for them to collect some boost, and they did just that. They're all full on tanks. Can they convert here? Super Soakers now the ones that are low. Can they use this advantage to try to score on here, break the ice of the first goal in game 4? Half the game gone. I think this is the longest we've gone without a goal.
100%. This was reminding me of the first game where it was pretty low scoring for the majority of it, and it just came down to who held that control and who was able to put a shot on net that was almost a tap in first. We had the only like decent opportunity of this game up until now where Trees puts one in and we see Tree Amigos go ahead. This is match point. This might be it. Before this though, the only good opportunity was Weevil, and he just shot it to the stars. I mean, I want to see a little bit more coming out of the Super Soaker side. They need a little more offensive pressure to get even just a semblance of a chance of a win here.
Now, there's about 2 minutes left in this game, so there's plenty of time to bring back a 1-goal lead. But 100%, they can definitely now try to lock down defense. And who knows, maybe that 1 goal is a golden goal for them. Or maybe we're about to see a shootout from these guys and we see like another 10 goals. Who knows what we're going to see in these next 2 minutes, because Swamp going to try to tie it up. He can't find it. There's Preemy clearing it out. Trees able to follow this ball. Can he get it center? He's low on boost. Swamp going to hit it out. Nobody there, but there's a demo on the play. A great save coming out from Weevil.
Weevil's like body defense on there was a inclined factor on why they were able to hold off, and Prometheus is able to put it away, and we see 2-0.
Yeah, that's almost like gorgeous breezy attempt. But then after he did that, Trees went for the demo, which left their third man deleted from the play, which was the person who was supposed to be saving that ball. He is gone. 1-2, toodaloo. We got 2-goal lead.
And we look into this final minute and a half, and we're gonna have to see a game three performance from Super Soakers if they want to hold on. Those consistent and regular goals just aren't apparent in this game, and it's looking worse and worse as time goes by.
Oh, and a little bit of a miss from Ren, but now Brick able to carry it up off that miss. Weevil, just again, instant challenging. I think that's leading to a lot of opportunities from Dreamy, because how well he just instant challenging these guys. Like, zero hesitation from that man. He's going to be trying to just like break down their defense by doing the most random things ever, as Weevil's there again for another pass mid. There's Swamp to try to dime up Ren. Can Ren do anything with this ball? Not quite. Gets demoed for his efforts. Tree sending it mid. Is anyone there? Not quite. Weevil now passing mid. 30 seconds left. Can they do anything? This is looking pretty dead and devastating for Super Soakers, as Freemy is going to go for a double tap. He can't quite find it. Weevil with a shot. Oh, 3-goal lead. That might be the nail in the coffin for Super Soakers.
And to drive the peg in deeper, Weevil just sliding a nice one bottom right off Prometheus is almost beautiful double tap.
Yep, and we have a 3-goal lead now. 18 seconds left on the clock. Do they have a kickoff strat to try to even it out? No, not quite. 10 seconds on the clock. Can they do something here if they don't get a goal now? And that's looking about it. I don't think that's possible with that little seconds left on the clock. That'll do it. Tree Amigos goes up, gets their first win of the season. Maybe one more for the road, but they can't quite find it. And this one will eventually touch the ground. There it is, and the Tree Amigos get their first win for the season.
Weevil's a nice little stat pad, getting a couple saves at the end there. But beautiful performance from the third men's of these teams. It was more apparent, especially in these last like 2 games, and in the first, honestly, every game, the third men's. But Prometheus showing why he is the captain that game, putting the entire team on his back with 2 assists, a goal, and just effective pressure the whole round.
Yep, let's see if we can get these guys into a post-match interview. Let's drag them in here. Congrats on the win. Way to get it going for the season with a 1-0 win.
Thank you.
Well, I guess 3-1 for the game count, but 1-0 for the season is what I was referring to. Yeah. How do you guys feel, boys? How are we feeling?
It's kind of
feeling good.
Feel alright. It's whatever. We just pulled up today. We just felt like winning, you know. Well, great game coming out from you guys. My first question has to go to the man Weevil. You were popping off the entire series. You got a hat trick. I forgot which game it was, but you picked up your own little hat trick, and you're just munching on food right now. You're just like hanging out.
Just the leafy greens. Eat your vegetables.
Yes, sir. Was the game plan going in there just send you at the ball? Because there's plenty of times where you just like threw yourself at the ball and it worked out.
I just kind of cut rotation. I was a bad teammate.
I mean, it worked out. I'm pretty sure it just confused the Super Soakers, because there's a lot of times where I like didn't foresee a challenge coming out, and you just like absolutely ego challenged everyone and just like shot it straight into their net. So what a game coming out for you, both offense and defense. Your saves, your stats are all gonna be insanely gross. Like, I'm gonna be honest, that was a lot of stat
I had 6
padding.
saves that first game. I didn't even realize. I just like opened it up and it said 6. I was like, oh my god, I got 6 saves.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Next question's gotta go to the captain. Was there like a sort of game plan going to this? Do you know the Super Soakers? Do you know how they play, or was it just show up, have fun, hope for the best? Let's see how our chem works.
Honestly, the only info we had was just how Eric plays. He's been putting in work too, so we could even read that. We're kind of just going in the dark. I don't know.
Yeah.
You guys
Just have a good time. That's kind of the main thing.
have you guys like played a bunch together, or is this like one of the
No.
no, this is one of the first times?
Not at all.
She's just been
We've had,
doing homework most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, Trees was solving his math problems while doing the match too.
Yep. He just so happened to get his schedule free for today, so that's pretty nice.
Yes, sir. Ben, do you have a question for Mr. Trees over here?
I have actually 2 questions. Well, first one is for Mr. Trees. Mr. Trees here. This is your DCRL debut?
It is.
And were there any nerves going into this match? I know you
Always.
Oh, always.
Always. No matter what it is, if it's an actual sport, esport, always.
Did you have any experience playing with Weevil before the night?
Yeah, we played a little bit, but nothing really, like, I guess, over the top. Just some comp games, but
I mean, I know
they
you
definitely
really
weren't
love
nearly as focused as tonight was, though.
I mean, I definitely know. I'm pretty sure you and Premi have some history of playing together.
A little bit,
Yeah,
a little bit,
bit.
but definitely not nearly as like competitive. We just mess around and had little twos.
Yep.
Yeah. And I got one more question for the main
All right.
captain, man. I want to know, as a friend of good old Weevil at the end of the board there, what was your thought process? I know your thought process for picking Trees. You reached a little for that one, but what was your thought process for picking Weevil? As your third pick, your second pick, your third man.
I'll say shout out Painted Harp for the info. We met Weevil in Rapid, and I really didn't get to know the guy too much, but it was a pretty good conversation. So
Yeah.
I was like, I know the guy already. That'd be pretty fun. I thought it'd be a really great team.
So it wouldn't be entirely off saying you picked off vibes.
Yeah, completely.
Hey, and I was hearing from a lot of those upper level players that Div A teams built off vibes do better.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, I don't want to keep you guys here any longer. Thanks again for stopping in, and congrats on the win. We're gonna go send it over to the casters. Thanks again. Good luck in your next matches.
Appreciate it. Peace.
All right, and that'll do it for our game number 1 of the night. We still have another game coming up soon. It'll be a Div D matchup between. You know what? I'm gonna wait on pronouncing the names because I don't know how to pronounce one of the names. So we'll be back in just a second. But it's a Div D matchup. I don't want to butcher it just yet. Pen, do you have anything to say before we skedaddle?
Yeah, it was a great match. A lot of things to learn from, a lot of things to look out for, especially for both those teams going into the season. If Super Soakers will warm up as we go along, maybe more matches put under their belt, puts them a little farther. I think we gotta applaud V Storm here for a correct prediction on the day.
Oh yeah,
First
right on the
one,
money. I mean, we both got it right,
100%.
and we're gonna try to keep track of this, so maybe we can see which caster truly has the worst takes and which caster truly has the best takes. So it doesn't matter the game count, so you get some little points there. But yeah, definitely great to start off the night on a perfect prediction. Hopefully we can keep that going in game 2. But shout out to Penn again. This was his first casting ever. Congrats to the man. He did beautiful job. Everyone give him a warm welcome to the casting booth, I guess. I don't know the best way to state that, but yeah, thanks for being an awesome audience for his first time too. We don't have anything else for this matchup. Stay tuned for the next matchup. We'll be back soon after a short, brief break. Thanks again, and see you soon.